Thanks for staying here on News Desk. It's now time to talk sports. And Black Stars assistant coach Ibrahim Tanko has confirmed the provisional squad for the AFCON to Joy Sports team and says it will be released on May 20. He insists they will put the best of players together to achieve Ghana's aim of winning the tournament in Egypt. Also,
the list will come out.
But what kind of team should we expect?
What kind of
team should we expect?
I mean, we should expect a team that can help us to achieve our goal at the AFCON.
Any surprises?
I think there is going to be one or two surprises, of course, like any time.
And should we expect some local players in there?
Probably, yes. Yeah.
So the squad will name next 2 weeks. That will be on the 20th.
Yeah.
How many players?
We are going to call 30 players for the training camp, and then we have to reduce it to 23, final 23.
And you have a fair idea of our plan?
Oh, I think we are going to have 2 friendly matches. One is confirmed, but the other one, we are still working on it. So I'm sure by the time we will release the list, we are going to give you the full program that we are going to have at the training.
So what kind of team should we expect from Coach Kwesi Appiah and his assistant Ibrahim Tanko? Benedict also joins me to look at this. And you definitely asked him if we should expect any surprises. But do you know some names? Can you drop any names?
Well, of course. I mean, the usual suspect of Asamoah Gyan, Andre Ayew will be in there with his brother Jordan Ayew. These are players that we cannot do away with. They only will not be in the team unless maybe they are injured. But if they are fit, they definitely will be in there. And there are some few young players as well we should expect. Thomas Japan, who when Kwesi Appiah came, gave an opportunity to in our first game against Ethiopia. He played very well. Since then, he's been out with an injury. He's back and he's playing. So Thomas Japan is also likely to be in there. And there's no way we will name a squad and not take the likes of Thomas Partey, Mubarak.
I was just going to ask that because he won SWAG.
He won the SWAG Player of the Year and also the Sports Personality of the Year. His performance at club level, that's at Atletico Madrid, is impressive, same as Mubarak Wakasu, another top player. So on the basis of what these guys are doing for their club level, you can talk of Christian Atsu, who plays for Newcastle United. Even if you should give me a pen to name the 30 players, I can confidently and will be able to give you 25 that Coach Kwesi Appiah will name in that team on Monday.
We heard from the president of the normalization committee that there was some plea by Sule Muntari to, play. Do we have any indication, any consideration at all for him?
Well, Sule Muntari at this point will be very difficult for him to make the squad. I mean, there is no way Coach Kwesi Appiah will risk other top players in the team. If you are talking about experience at the Africa Cup of Nations, Sule Muntari do not have the experience that the likes of Mubarak Wakasu, Free they have. Muntari, despite his age and how he's played for Ghana, he has only played 1 Nations Cup. That was here in Ghana 2008. Since then, he's not played any Nations Cup. You talk of Mubarak Wakasu, he's been to 3 AFCONs. This is going to be his 4th. Same as Ifri Akwa. If you're a coach and you're looking at experience, would you gamble Sule Muntari for these 2 players? No, I don't think Kwesi Appiah will do that. So I don't expect to see Muntari in the squad.
Too bad for him. What about some of the old folks who we know, like Kevin Prince Boateng? He got a good deal with Barcelona.
Yeah, he got a good deal with Barca, but it wasn't a deal that turned out to be that good. He wasn't playing, but we all know what Kevin can do. I mean, if you have Kevin in your team, but he's not had a good stint with Ghana. In 2010, when he came fresh, he was very useful and good for us. In 2014, it wasn't same because of issues that happened in Brazil, and since then, he's not played for us. I think it will be very difficult at this point to get Kevin into the team. But if you have Kevin, why not? It'll be solid. But I don't think Kwesi Appiah will bring on.
Are you expecting to see any new faces?
A lot new faces. As I mentioned, Thomas Japan is likely to be in. We'll also have someone like Lumo Agbenyono, who has been in the team recently. He was also one of the players that Kwesi Appiah introduced when he came on. There are other few young players who are doing very well at their club level. Kasim Nuhu has come in as a new player, but recently has been receiving call-ups. Caleb Okuban, who played in the qualifiers here against Kenya as well as the Mauritius game that he scored 2 goals, is also likely to be in the team.
Young man. But from all the names you've mentioned, do we have any local player? Are we expecting some locals? Yeah,
what I'm picking up is that we're going to have 3 local players in this team. I don't know if I should say this, but of course, I'm a journalist, and those players, if they are watching, will be very excited. I've picked up information that Felix Annan of Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be in this team. Kwame Bonsu, also at Asante Kotoko, will be in this team. There's one young man who has been doing very well for Kotoko recently in the normalization special competition. That's Shafiu Mohammed. He's also likely to be in the team. So those 3 players, probably maybe we'll see 1 or 2 join, but I can confidently say that those 3 players will be in the team.
Okay, so I know that you've been speaking to your sources a lot and you have quite some information, so I'm just going to give you the opportunity. At least mention 2 players from, you know, the striking, midfield, left side, right side, okay. Defense. Any names that you can drop for us?
For the goalkeeping, we definitely will have someone like Richard Ofori. I can even give you the 3. Richard Ofori, Felix Annan, and we'll have Atizigi. There's no doubt about these 3 players. Maybe one more goalkeeper will join, making for, and then they will drop one. You go to right side.
I didn't hear a regular.
A regular is Richard Ofori.
No, the other one.
Felix Annan. No. Richard Atizigi.
He has a northern name.
Atizigi. Dauda.
Fatal Dauda.
Well, it could be. That's what I'm saying. That we'll take 4 goalkeepers to the training camp. So Fatal Dauda could be in the team. When you go to the right, Harris Snaffle, he has a problem. I don't know if he's fit now, but he had a problem with his jaw. But Andy Yadom definitely will be there. On the left, we'll have Baba Aman. I understand he's returning to the team. Luma Benyano, as I mentioned. Kuja Sama will also be called as a left back. In defense, Kasim Nuhu. I hear John Boy will not be part of this team, but Kasim Nuhu, will definitely be there. Damati is injured, so not likely to see. There's no way Damati will make the squad because of the injury that he picked up whilst playing for Leicester City. In midfield as well, we have Thomas Japan, Mubarak Wakasu, Andre Ayew, and then when you get to the striking department, of course, there will be Asamajan, Richmond Boachiadom, Jordan Ayew, and then Caleb Kuban. Waris as well will join. I think we'll have 7, and then we'll drop 3 and take 4 to the tournament. Interesting.
Benedict Owusu there with details of a possible sport that could be taking Ghana to the AFCON later this year. But we have heard from the assistant coach of the team to expect an official list on May 20. We will be keeping our eyes on the team and let you know whatever happens. Thank you once again, Benedict Owusu there with what's happening in the world of sports. But that's how we end this edition of News Desk. I am Bernice Abubedu-Lansa. I really appreciate your company. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is JoyNews Interactive.